Right now, there is something you are waiting for. Maybe it is a message, maybe it is a result, maybe it is the weekend, and the moment it arrives, you will feel a brief flash of something good, and then, almost immediately, nothing. Just the next wait beginning. That is not a coincidence. That is your brain running a program it never asked your permission to install. The program has a name. Scientists call it the dopamine system. And it is not doing what most people think it is doing. You have probably heard that dopamine is the pleasure chemical, that it floods your brain when something good happens, that it is why chocolate tastes good, why winning feels electric, why falling in love makes you feel unstoppable. That is the popular version. It is also mostly wrong. And once you understand what dopamine actually does, you will never look at your own cravings the same way again. Dopamine is not the reward. Dopamine is the wanting. Neuroscientist Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan spent years mapping the difference between liking and wanting in the brain. What he found was deeply unsettling. The system that makes you pursue things, that restless, hungry drive pushing you toward the next goal, the next hit, the next scroll, is completely separate from the system that makes you enjoy things once you have them. Dopamine runs the wanting machine. It has almost nothing to do with satisfaction. Think about the last time you were really looking forward to something, a trip, a purchase, a date. The anticipation was electric. Your mind kept drifting toward it. You imagined how it would feel, that buzzing, restless energy. That was dopamine. Now think about what happened the moment it actually arrived. The flat feeling, the slight disappointment, the sense that it was somehow less than you imagined. That is not weakness. That is not ingratitude. That is the biological gap between wanting and liking, exactly as Berridge described it. Your dopamine system was never designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you moving. In evolutionary terms, this makes perfect sense. An ancestor who sat still and felt satisfied after one meal did not survive. The ones who kept wanting more food, safer shelter, better territory, passed their genes on. Restlessness was a survival advantage, so your brain inherited a system structurally incapable of staying satisfied. Every reward it gets, it immediately recalibrates. The baseline rises. The same thing that thrilled you last week barely registers today. Scientists call this hedonic adaptation. You might call it the invisible moving goalpost. And in the modern world, this ancient system is being exploited with terrifying precision. Neuroscientist Wolfram Schultz discovered that dopamine spikes hardest not when a reward arrives, but when there is a chance of a reward. Variable rewards, sometimes yes, sometimes no, never predictable, produce the strongest dopamine responses of all. This is why slot machines are more addictive than guaranteed payouts. This is why social media is more compelling than a book. The book always delivers. The feed might, and your brain cannot stop chasing the might. This is the trap. Not a metaphor, a literal neurological loop. You open the app. Dopamine rises in anticipation. You scroll. Nothing. Dopamine drops sharply below baseline, creating a mild craving. So you scroll more. Occasionally, something lands. A like, a comment, a video that makes you laugh. Dopamine spikes. Then falls again. Each loop recalibrates your reward threshold upward, meaning you need slightly more stimulation to feel the same effect. Psychiatrist Lembke at Stanford documents how this neurological pattern is functionally identical across drugs, social media, gambling, and junk food. The substance changes. The loop does not. When your brain is constantly flooded with fast dopamine hits, it recalibrates what counts as worth pursuing. Slower rewards start to feel invisible. Reading a book, learning an instrument, building a skill. These still produce dopamine, but slowly through sustained effort. And a brain conditioned on instant stimulation simply stops feeling the pull toward them. It is not that you became lazy. It is that your wanting system got reprogrammed to ignore the things that used to matter to you. This is why so many people describe a strange modern feeling, having everything they need and feeling nothing. Not sad, not depressed, just flat. The clinical term is anhedonia, the reduced ability to feel pleasure. And chronic overstimulation of the dopamine system is one of its quiet causes. And the good news is that the system is plastic. It can recalibrate in the other direction just as powerfully. Lembke's research shows that even short periods of abstinence from a high dopamine stimulus, as little as 2 to 4 weeks, allow the brain's reward baseline to reset. Things that were invisible start to feel meaningful again. A walk, a conversation, a quiet meal. The brain does not forget how to want good things. It just gets drowned out. Give it silence, and the signal comes back. There is also a deeper reframe available to you. If dopamine is the wanting, not the having, then the richest experiences in your life are not the moments of arrival. They are the moments of pursuit, the project still in progress, the relationship still unfolding, the skill not yet mastered. These are not the waiting rooms before happiness. They are where the neurological reward actually lives. A life of meaningful, slow-building pursuits is neurologically richer than a life of fast, easy wins, no matter what your phone is trying to tell you. You were not built to be satisfied. You were built to keep going. The question is just what you aim your wanting at. Right now, there is something you are waiting for. And now you know, the waiting itself is not the problem. The waiting is where you actually live. The only thing that matters is whether what you are chasing is worth the chase.